Hi, I'm Tom with Tom's Tickle Trunk, and I'm a crocheter. I got started in the crochet world during the pandemic and advanced so far that I can make stuffed animals and that's probably what I'm best known for. But I thought I would get on here and use this platform to teach other people how to do what I do, because it's not as difficult as it looks. But before we start into this, there are some basics that you want to have. And so today I thought I would talk about the tools you need to get started in the first place. So let's get started. First thing you're gonna need, crochet hooks. There are so many different kinds, different colors, different thicknesses, but all you need to get started is something really simple. So don't go overboard and buy like the kits that you can get on Amazon. You just need one, okay? And how to figure out which crochet hook to start with. If you've ever looked at one, they have numbers on them. Let me see if I can show you this. This has a number on it. So the reason why they have numbers written on it is it's telling you the size or the thickness of the yarn. And if you buy yarn, usually on the paper part, it's going to tell you what kind of yarn it is. So this one, it will tell you it's 100% acrylic, and right here it's going to tell you that this is a medium 4, and the crochet hook recommended is right here. See that hook? And it says US 5.5. So that's this hook right here. It says 5.5. So these two are recommended to go together. Now, this particular yarn, the reason I have this is an acrylic yarn. This is where you want to start. This yarn is fairly inexpensive. You can find them in places like Target, Walmart, your craft store like Michael's. And it's really inexpensive, which is why I recommend it. This particular roll, I think, cost me not even $4, and sometimes it even goes on sale. It comes in a variety of different colors, but why I like this so much, especially if you're a beginner, is this is the most forgiving yarn. When you start, you are going to make some mistakes. It means that you're going to have to unravel your work and start again. This particular yarn can withstand that. It's also very durable, and I do use it quite a bit with making amigurumi or stuffed animals with it, because it can take on dogs and humans quite well. Plus, again, lots of different colors. So this is where you want to start. Keep it cheap. This thing I think cost me a couple bucks, not even $4. So start here. Don't go overboard with the fancy stuff. That can all wait when you advance into that. As you get better, you're going to experiment with different types of yarn, and then you're going to need all the other stuff. So you'll probably branch off into things like wool, cotton, polyblend. There's also velvet yarn and blanket yarn if you're making big projects or if you're getting into stuffed animals and that kind of thing. But graduate into that. Don't start there, because you're going to rip your hair out and you're going to create a huge mess. So start with the acrylic. It'll be your best friend, and you can actually make quite a lot of stuff with this. All right. The last thing that you're going to need, and I'm mentioning this because this is the mistake I made when I started in crochet. It would have saved me a lot of headache, and I probably would have advanced in my crochet a lot sooner if I wasn't so damn cheap. So these are what you call markers. They come in different colors, they come in different sizes. They also come in different shapes. There's different kinds of them, but I like these guys the best. And the reason for that is they look kind of like a mini safety pin. So they kind of look like this. You hook it in. I like that it can't really, get caught up in your yarn very easily. They're pretty secure. And how you use them is they mark the loops in your work. So when you're starting out, one of the hardest things to do is to see where the loops are, especially when you get to the end of a row. So using a marker when you're starting out makes it a lot easier, because if you can't clearly see the end of a row, what happens to your work, especially if you're making like a scarf or a blanket, is instead of it looking like this, it ends up doing this and then this, this, which is what happened to me. But you can avoid all of that simply by using one of these guys. So save yourself the headache, invest in these. They're not expensive, they're only a couple bucks. And as you advance into more complicated things, you're going to be using lots of these guys because they're going to mark off certain rows in that. I know it might sound easy to count to 100 or even 120, but I tell you, it gets difficult even to count to 10 sometimes when you're counting stitches because you're also simultaneously counting rows. That's when these guys become your best friends. So definitely invest in these. I hope that kind of clarifies things and gives you the basics of where to start. Having these tools in place will make it a lot easier, and you'll find that you advance much faster with these things. So get out there, get some acrylic yarn, get your 5.5 crochet hook, and of course your markers, and let's get started. I've got some videos that you can watch where you can get started on a few projects, so I look forward to seeing you there. Have fun with your crochet.